At a German supermarket, a cart will not move until a coin clicks into its lock. Return it, and the coin drops back into your hand. Think about your errands. Lines crawl, carts block spaces, parcels miss your door, rooms turn stale, nights get loud, weekends vanish in chores. Germany leans on simple, visible rules that Germans treat like normal manners. A coin deposit brings carts home. Name strips on doorbells stop wrong buzzes. Quiet hours make sleep predictable. On highways, drivers open an emergency lane without being told twice. The result is not fancy. It is a day with fewer small fights and fewer wasted minutes. It begins at the checkout belt. In 12 everyday fixes, Germany uses coins, quiet Sundays, fresh air habits, rescue lanes, and smog stickers to keep life smooth. After work, you step into a German supermarket line and see one thing right away. The belt is split by a plastic divider. The cashier scans with two hands. Items slide forward in a neat stack. Shoppers place barcodes up, then keep their wallet in hand. No one blocks the next person with slow bagging at once. So, why does it never clog, even when the store is full? Here is the trick. You pay, take your basket, and move to a long packing shelf behind the registers. That shelf is where you sort, bag, and breathe. The register is for scanning and paying. Packing happens off to the side every time. Nobody feels stuck in place. It feels strict for a minute, then it feels fair. Your wait shrinks, even on a busy evening. If a store can speed up a crowd with one shelf, what happens when a parking lot gets its own rule? A stray shopping cart can block a space like a parked bike, only heavier. You have seen this scene before. Someone leaves a cart near a curb, wind nudges it. A driver has to get out and drag it away. In Germany, the cart usually never gets that far. Most carts are linked at the front of the store. A coin unlocks one. The same coin comes back only when the cart clicks into its place again. German supermarkets used this method for decades because it worked without staff chasing metal across the lot. The rule is simple and physical. You can feel it in your hand. Parking rows stay clear. Wheels stop roaming. You waste less time, and your car stays safer. Even when the lot is empty, people still return carts because the last step is built into the routine. If a coin can keep order outside, what keeps order at the front door of an apartment building? Your package arrives, but the door stays shut. The driver taps a bell, and the wrong flat answers. At many German entrances, names sit in a clear strip beside each button. Some add a small mat or panel that shows the right surname in flat, big enough to read fast. People call it a Klingelmat. A courier may have only seconds at each stop. With labels that match the mailbox and the buzzer, the right door is clear. Fewer parcels go back to a depot. Neighbors get fewer surprise rings. You stop losing evenings to missed drops. Why does it stay tidy? Most buildings treat the name strip like the lock. When a tenant moves in or out, the caretaker or owner swaps the label. Small queues have already sped up shopping and kept carts in place. But the story in Germany does not stop at doors. It reaches into the air inside your room on cold nights. A warm shower fills the room with steam, and the window turns white. German homes often answer this with a quick routine. The window swings open wide for a few minutes, even in winter. Lüften means airing out. The goal is simple. Push damp air out, pull fresh air in, then close up again. Many windows tilt at the top, so you can leave a small gap while keeping the room secure and dry. It seems like you would lose heat, yet the space can feel better right after. The air turns crisp, towels dry faster, cooking smells fade instead of hanging around. This habit grew in older buildings where people watched for damp and mold, then passed the routine along. Soon you do it on autopilot. A short burst in the morning, a short burst at night. Your room smells clean, not tired. If a whole country treats fresh air like a daily rule, what does it do about noise? At night, the building becomes a speaker. One dropped spoon can travel through the walls. In many German homes, Ruhezeit gives the night a clear boundary. Quiet hours are often posted in the stairwell or written into the house rules. After that time, drilling, vacuuming, and loud music are meant to stop. What happens when someone breaks it? Most of the time, a neighbor knocks and points to the hours. If it keeps happening, the building manager can warn the tenant. The point is not punishment. The point is a night you can count on. On summer evenings, you still hear life outside. Bikes roll by, friends talk softly, a tram hums past. Then the city turns down. You notice it the first time you wake up rested on a weekday. And once quiet is guarded every night, Germany stretches that calm over the whole weekend too. Sunday morning feels different when the shop signs stay off. You wake up and there is no rush to just grab one thing. Streets slow down, trams still run, yet the day does not turn into a long errand list. Germans call this Sonntagsruhe, Sunday rest. In the past, the pause linked to religious practice. Later, it stayed as a shared rule across the country. Many supermarkets close. Power tools are kept quiet. Families walk, cafes feel fuller, and parks turn into meeting places. Does it feel strict? At first it can. Then you notice what it gives you. Saturday stops feeling like a race. Monday feels less draining. Your brain stops treating shopping as an emergency. Night rules give you sleep you can count on. Sunday rules give you a reset you can feel. But the story does not stop at one day. It reaches into the moment work ends. And what happens to your evening after that? At 5:30 p.m., a laptop lid closes, and the room feels lighter. Feierabend is the moment Germans name as work is done. In the past, shift work made the end time sharp. The word stayed, even as jobs changed. You hear it in offices and shops. Someone says Feierabend, and the tone shifts. Work talk stops. People head out. What changes when that line is real? Trains fill with commuters who are finished, not half working. Stores close when the sign says they close. Friends meet for a walk. Families sit down to eat. The evening feels like its own part of life, not a spare corner. The biggest change is in your head. You stop scanning for the next task. Rest becomes planned, not accidental. If time can be treated like a boundary, how is safety treated at a crosswalk? Quiet hours and Feierabend both work because strangers follow the same line. Crosswalks show that line in bright color. A wide street in Berlin is nearly empty. The signal is red. People still stop at the curb, even with no cars near. A child waits too, and keeps looking at the adults. In the former East, traffic lights used a small man with a hat. Ample mention stayed after reunification because the symbol felt clear and friendly. Today, it still does its job. Red means stop. Green means go. Adults follow it, so kids learn it. So why hold back when the road looks safe? Because drivers expect walkers to wait. They slow down early. They stop behind the white line. Most of the time, nobody needs to argue. The rule already did the talking. If a tiny icon can shape a whole street, what happens when the goal is saving water? 2 buttons sit on many German toilet tanks, not one. One uses less water, one uses more. You choose, and the waste drops without extra effort. In many flats, the shower head is efficient too, so a short shower still feels strong. Water and heating costs show up clearly on household bills, so saving water feels real, not distant. So why does the habit stick? Because the choice is built into the object. Your hand learns the smaller button first. Nobody has to remind you. Small design has been guiding your day from the checkout belt to the front door. The next place it shows up is on a highway, where a delay is not annoying, but dangerous. Traffic thickens. Brake lights spread. Before you hear any siren, drivers start moving. Why would they do that? A traffic jam on the Autobahn feels like a wall of red lights. As soon as cars slow, drivers start making space. Left lanes drift to the left. Right lanes drift to the right. A clean gap opens down the middle before you even hear a siren. That gap is the Rettungsgasse, the rescue lane. Driving schools teach it, and signs remind people. The move is simple, so it happens fast. When an ambulance arrives, it does not weave or wait. It drives straight through. So why does it work so often? Because every driver knows the same rule and expects the same motion. You see mirrors tilt, tires roll a little, the lane appears like a zipper opening. The payoff is time, and time matters. Help reaches people sooner, and the whole jam clears with less chaos. If highways can create order under pressure, how do German cities push for cleaner air every day? A small green tag on a windshield can decide where you may drive. In many German cities, low-emission zones are marked with signs at the edge of town. Your car needs a Feinstaubplakette, a fine dust badge, to enter. In the 2000s, Cities brought it in after air tests flagged heavy particle levels on busy roads. How does a tag change air? It turns clean air into a clear entry rule. Police can check it fast. Older, dirtier cars get kept out of tight centers. Over time, people pick trains, bikes, or cleaner cars earlier because the city center is where they need to be. You notice it in small ways. Fewer old engines idle at the curb. Side streets feel less choked at rush hour. These fixes have climbed from shopping speed to health in the air you breathe. But the story in Germany does not stop at control. It leaves space for play, right in the middle of a city. Cold water rushes through a narrow channel in Munich, and people stop to watch. A surfer steps in with a board, right in the city, far from any sea. The Eisbach wave stands in place, day after day. It began decades ago as a local stunt. Over time, it became a known meeting spot, like a street performer that never leaves. This solves a quieter issue. City routines can feel tight and gray. Then you turn a corner and see someone surfing next to a park path. It breaks the spell. It gives you a free show on a normal walk home. Why does it not turn into chaos? Because the line is respected. One rider goes, others wait on the bank. People watch, clap, then the next person steps in. The space stays open, yet it stays safe. After so many rules that reduce stress, this one gives the city a release. So what ties a checkout shelf, a Sunday pause, a rescue lane, and a city wave into one story? Look at the pattern across these 12 fixes. A packing shelf keeps the register clear. A coin brings the cart back. A clean doorbell label lands a parcel on the right floor. A short window airing keeps walls dry. Quiet hours protect the night. Sunday rest slows the whole city. Feierabend closes the workday. A small traffic figure trains patience. 2 flush buttons cut water use. On the Autobahn, the rescue lane appears before the siren. In town, the emissions sticker controls who enters. In Munich, the Eisbach wave turns a walk into a show. The shared logic is simple. Make the rule visible, then make the right action the default. Signs are plain. Steps are few. Results show up fast, so the trade feels fair. You spend less time guessing what to do, and less energy dealing with the fallout. These systems last because people keep them alive. They return the cart, they update the name strip, they form the lane, they lower the volume. Not for applause, for a smoother life tomorrow. Copying the object is easy. Copying the shared habit takes patience. That is why solved can mean real life, not paper. And it starts with you. Which of these 12 would change your week the most where you live? Write it below and tell what blocks it. If you want more calm, practical stories like this, subscribe for the next one.